Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Hello, it's Shane Willis, Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. Next recession 2020. That's what we're talking about today. Been following the Wall Street Journal, who just did a survey. Listened yesterday, CNBC, one of the chief economists from Zillow was on, and there's a company out there called Pulseonomics that really kind of, well, no pun intended, keeps a pulse on the economics. Everybody seems to be agreeing that our next recession is going to happen in 2020. As a matter of fact, I've got a graph that shows that when surveyed, the Wall Street Journal surveyed all the economists, everybody believed, 59% of the Wall Street Journal respondents believed that it was going to start in 2020, and 48% of the Pulseonomics respondents thought it was going to be 2020. So we're probably going to see a recession in 2020. So what does that mean for us? What does that mean for real estate? Because the last one, as soon as I say the word recession, everybody freaks out. And it was because of the last one. The last recession, well, real estate let us in. And it was the crash. It was an economic crash. And, well, real estate was mainly the cause of it. There were other things that tumbled along with it. But if we look at the last six, and I'm going to put this graph up in the notes. If you look at the last six, 5 out of the last 6, excluding, or no, yeah, 5 out of the last 6, actually, real estate went up in a recession. So let's talk real quick. Let's go over the basics. What is a recession? Or what are we thinking is going to be triggering this recession? Now, a recession just means the GDP is going to go down. Gross domestic product is going to go down 2 consecutive quarters. That's the definition of a recession. All right. Now, I know everybody says recession, you think housing. That's because we're triggered from 2008. But that's not it. We actually have recessions pretty cyclically. Usually about a decade. We've had a run since the last one. But usually about every decade, we see a little bit of a recession. It's a little bit of a pullback. And the economists are saying that what they're thinking is going to be the top 3 triggers for the next recession. Monetary policy. We got a new Fed chair. He seems to be doing things a little more open than the last couple of Fed chairs. But monetary policy, maybe tightening just a little bit. That's okay. I actually do not mind that. Trade policy. Of course, that's all over the news if you're paying attention to the news. All we hear is, when my broker from Chicago calls to talk about commodities, I picked up the phone one time and hadn't said hello, and he was singing, and it's all about the trade wars. So he was just waiting on me to pick up the phone and didn't realize that I caught him singing. But, he's just that kind of guy, so it doesn't really matter. He was singing. It is about trade wars. We do have some trade policies that are changing things. I went over to an open house at a new subdivision the other day and asked them, I said, hey, did you have to raise prices because of the trade tariffs placed on lumber from Canada? And they said, yeah, we actually had to raise our prices about $7,500. They said across the nation, it's $9,000. This particular builder just acknowledged that right after those tariffs went into effect, they had to raise prices about $7,500 because it cost them more to get lumber. Now, initially your knee-jerk is, well, that just sucks. Why are they doing that? Why is the president doing that? But if you dig in, you kind of understand that this actually puts all the lumber on an even playing field. But I'm not going to go into that. But trade policy or trade wars could lead us a little bit more towards a recession than a stock market correction. The stock market's been on a bull run for years. It's been going up for years. You've had a couple of days that are down, but it's been going up. Now, does any of that affect housing? No. Nobody thinks. These same economists that are saying 59% are saying that we're going to come into a recession in 2020 believe that the next 5 years between 2018 and 2023, even the bears, even the pessimists are saying that they believe housing is going to go up. Yes, just a supply-demand thing. So, I read this morning in the Wall Street Journal that some of the very urban cities, you're starting to see a little bit of a flattening in rent because supply is starting to meet demand. So they've got so many new apartments coming up And I'm talking places, Dallas, New York. You got so many stuff going up that you're actually starting to see that happen. We don't see that here right now. Prices are continuing to rise. There are some price points where supply and demand are even, and it actually tilts a little towards the buyer's market. And some of those price points are normal price points. I'm not talking about the multi-million-dollar price points, which definitely tilt towards the buyers right now. But getting back to this recession, I think this is just going to be a normal cyclical economic cycle that has to happen. We're going to have to pull back a little. We can't rip-roar the whole time, because if we do, well, then you start running into inflation and all kinds of stuff, and we don't want to see, a gallon of milk cost you $10. Although if you live in Hawaii right now, I'm not sure it doesn't already. So, anyways, there is no, matter of fact, the chief economist from First American said if a recession is to occur, it is unlikely to be caused by housing-related activity, and therefore the housing sector should be one of the leading sources to come out of the recession. U.S. News and Report agreed. All right, and I'm going to put a bunch of links to a bunch of articles. So if you want to dig into this, make sure you get over to the website, get into the show notes so you can see these links. All right, are we going to have a recession in 2020? Probably. Is it going to affect housing? Probably not. That's all I got for you today. As always, if you've not subscribed to get the tips, tricks, links, infographics, all these links that I'm putting today, get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, get over to your player of choice, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Apple, iTunes, YouTube, whatever. Give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe so you're notified when we put these new ones out. Also would like a nice comment, be nice. And as always, I always end the podcast this way. It costs me a little money to do these, but I never ask you for any money. I do, however, ask that if you found value in this or any other episode, that you share it on social media. Have a great Thursday.